you can harvest a 3-inch size of a cow horn that is solid, because that is what the Japanese used to make their own personalized stamps. And I went there. I have gone to Banyankole. I have had car busts and put grass inside a tire bust, moving into places that were dangerous for my life and doing things. Moving into car business where I lost a lot of money, cheated, got into contract that did not have the contact of the person who signed, and I was there. Kuite ujinga, ni kweli, ni sawa. Please read my book when it is out very soon. And a lot of things, moved into other businesses. Today I sit on a name that I changed the other day because I found and appreciated that I should not share glory with God this week. For many years I've been called a founder of Green Africa Group. And I asked myself, how is it possible for one to found all this? And the world knows me. Even when you go to my website today, it's yet to be changed. The founder, it's kaluagreen.com, because I'm not going to introduce myself more. You're going to read that. I changed my name from founder because I realized that I'm sharing glory with God. I became chief steward, and I dropped the name founder because God has enabled my organization to be in various sectors. One, in the automotive sector. We are seated here with the CEO of the company called Autopax, which is the company that has created the yellow car that was driven by the president during the climate change. I am the chairperson of Honda in Kenya. I have many other sectors that I am part of. I'm saying this to glorify God. Also in the sector of hospitality, where we have the CEO seated here of Bamboo Place, which you must visit and see. There are places in Malindi, Nairobi, and Kitui, and coming other places. In the sector of shipping and logistics, Africa Forwarding Agency. In the other sectors of renewable energy, and all these organizations leading to impact in various institutions that you'll be able to find what we are doing. I've answered that question. What motivates, and I do it first so that maybe I can have a short opportunity for you to ask questions. What motivates you to do what you do? Purpose, because I have a purpose for life. That is why I gave you the meaning of the name green. If nothing fits the bill that I work for, zero, I will not start the journey. So purpose keeps me going. Secondly, persistence, because I've realized and appreciated nothing works if you are not persistent. Nothing. Thirdly, I continue to do what I do because I have realized that patience takes me there. So it's 3 P's: purpose, persistence, and patience. For what? To impact the younger community, in these words, for God's glory to take us to the next level. My hand was held, and I believe I have a right and I have the responsibility, God-given responsibility, to take others in a direction that they may not be able to make it by their own. Question number 3. Share one hurdle in your professional life that was instrumental to your profession. Interesting. I think poverty drives me, honestly speaking. You know, I have sat around. I started business when I was young. I am more than 30-some years in business, doing things, and I've come to realize that one thing keeps us going: money. Let's be realistic. You may have all the passion to do everything that you want to do. You may have all friends and networks that you may need to do what you need to do. But at the end of the day, you must pay the 3,000 shillings that has enabled us to meet here to eat. Or someone did that, and that is money. I was chased from school at the age of 14. My father was a preacher man. I passed very well to be in one of the top schools that the country could ever have. He could not afford to take me there as a prison's warder, and therefore he had to recommend me to his preacher man, headmaster or principal by the name Mr. or Reverend Mutinda, alias Karabai, as we would call him. 1 year passed, there was no fees. 2nd year passed, there was no fees. Towards the end of the year, he asked me to go home and ask his friend to pay for school fees. I got home. My father had just retired from prisons, and he was tendering some flowers and plants in a place called Githurai. Having gone to Kitui and back, I would cook with him in a tin of cowboy, 2 kg. If you want to ask how life can treat you, please ask me, because it takes some skill and experience to use 1 tin of 2 kg cooking with firewood in Githurai and be able to cook ugali and thereafter some sukuma wiki for food. For your information, if you want to understand, you cannot cook ugali first and then cook sukuma wiki. I have that knowledge. Hello. So I got home and my father told me, "Hello, Isaac. Yes, my son. I know you have been sent home. Thank you. And I understand what could be happening. If Mutinda has sent you home, then it is really serious. Now, all that you're going to do is to take your mother's only cow. This is the only moving asset in this family. Walk it down to a marketplace called Kabati in Kitui. It was around almost about 20-some kilometers from my place. In my school life and my younghood, I never got on foot with a cow. First of all, shocker, when my father retired, we were sent to Unya Primary School, where I arrived in shoes, and I was told, "Sorry, the school do not allow shoes, so you please, next time, don't come with shoes, because that is reservation for the teacher." So I start walking on foot. Mnaanza cheka tu. It's okay. That's a story for a different day. And I'm given a cow, take it to the market. I had never, ever in my life taken care of a cow. Wacha kupeleka kwa marikiti. On the 15th kilometer, the cow disconnects itself from the rope and runs on a dry riverbed for 2.5 hours. If you want to experience what I went through, please try to run on a dry riverbed, traditional. Si ile huko kwa bahari, where sand is that much, and you are running 1 step, which means maybe half a step, because you are going back and forth. 2.5 hours. When I was running after this, people would imagine I was running after a cow, but I was actually running after my life. If that cow disappeared, having been the last asset in the home, my school, my everything would have. So I ran for my life. Mucus all over me, crying until cry is over, until a point I will never forget in my life, a woman who dropped her firewood and threw a rope to me. Help this young kid. And I'm crying. Everything, eventually I get it, a hold on the root of a sycamore tree and held the cow's foot as it tried to go up. And I said, nikufia hapo, I would have been split. Got the cow back at 14, took it to the market. At that point, the mzee who was sent with me, his name was Kamundi Nzungu, he said that he really told me everything that he needed to tell a misbehaving boy. That I did not come to the time. He did not want to know where I was. I tried to make him understand. I was only looking for one soda called Fanta and a mandazi of that market. He denied me. I cried. Crying because I am trying to make this man understand it's not my fault. It's nothing to do with me. And eventually, we sold the cow. The fees was paid. I later realized that my father had a debt that was to be paid, and that is why this mzee was sent, so that he can be given the money. And he came by bus, I went by foot. That drives me. I fear poverty. I keep starting something new that can make me better. I would hate to see my children go through what I went through. I keep fighting for that. Question number 4. How much money is enough money? Isn't that a good question? The response to such a question normally is almost automatic. That no money is enough money. Money is not what makes us going. Money is not. You have heard all those answers, isn't it? So to that, which I say is good, because it depends on where you're standing, I wanted to say, 1, you need to create a plan for yourself on what you want to achieve in life. Money being not enough. So define your goals. What do you want to be? What do you want to become? What do you want to get? What do you want to get a budget on how you want to get there? Unless you have a budget in life. And being an accountant is not what it means that you have a budget. Today, out of mistakes and money that I have lost before, I have a love for lawyers. I protect my people. I protect anyone who is near me, because one silly sentence in a whole contract could mean everything to you. So if you don't take this lady seriously, I recommend to you that you take her seriously. And any lawyer in your life, and anyone who has got some background. Have I exhausted my time? Should I stop now? Okay. So, that does not mean that you have that. So please consider a budget. Then consider the next item is to consider your lifestyle and your values. Because life is so interesting, by the way. Life is like business. Any successful business in life, you must sell more services or products and reduce your cost. Life calls for you to have more fulfillment and end up with less in terms of miscalculations and things that are not right. So more fulfillment and leading to more efficiencies. More fulfillment and less inefficiencies in achieving what you are doing in life. So you got to drive that. Then, of course, you have to build an emergency fund, and then at the end of it, have a future that is assured out of what you have saved. Then life and money starts making sense. So yes, there can be enough money if you are not running from from poverty like I keep doing every now and then, but at least you can have a base of creating something that will lead you to, because you have a purpose. You are persistent to what you want to achieve, and eventually you have a goal that you have to achieve, and the future is assured. So don't just imagine there is no money that is enough. That is a good answer, but at least have a format of getting out there. The next question is, share with us how can youth launch a prosperous life? And I will combine it. Let me see what number 6, which is the final one, lest I bore you. It talks about advice. Or did I answer that one? No? So how can youth launch a prosperous life, and advice to someone who is setting up a company, foundation, and project? Those were the questions. So I'll leave you with a tool so that when we meet next time, we check with each other. It's a tool that I have found to be very useful. This is where you take your notebook, because it is 30 years, 34 years now of what I have come up with. It's a simple one. It's MPR. 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 M stands for mistakes. Make as many mistakes as you can. Attract as many mistakes as you can ever do. Enjoy making mistakes as you can ever enjoy. Only choose never to repeat one mistake. One. And with this, I want to request you to keep a journal. That is why I asked you to pick a pen. Pick a journal of mistakes that you make in a day. Every day, if a day ends and you don't make a mistake, count it a day that did not exist in your lifetime. I repeat, if a day ends and you have not made a mistake that you noticed, count it a void day in your life. And you should never have a void day in your life. This is what I mean. You say that you're waking up at 5 a.m. and you are the same one. Come 5 a.m., you are snoozing that phone. Ask yourself, why? Did I overindulge last night? Did I do something wrong? Look at your program now. What time does it say? Is that a mistake or not a mistake? Is it not somebody's mistake? Take note. Avoid what you did not take right last time. Start the meeting in time if it were 3 people who are in place. End the meeting in time. Let those who value enjoy that. They will always be there with you to start with you in the next meeting. That's the mistake I'm talking about. I made mistakes for 10 years. 10 years. A decade of mistakes. You'll be able to find this in my book. And they keep graduating. As you graduate, you get to know more about what I'm talking about. Number 2, P. Be a problem solver. Be a problem solver. Every single day, keep a journal of the problems that you intend to solve, or the problems that you can solve even now while we are here. You will find a list of enough problems. If a day ends and you don't notice a problem, then you are the problem. And I mean every problem. So you must be able, your mind must be alert. What problem have I identified right now? Let me give you an analogy of problem solvers in my own making. If a snake appears here, you know there are trees here, right? Do you know that we will disintegrate into 4 immediately? The first group will run mpaka huko Valley Road kwa kanisa wakiingia kwa church. They did not see even the snake. They only had some commotion and immediately they take off. Ask them what happened. Sijui ni nini ime happen, Swiss. But I am so sure that thing is so bad. The second group will run to the gate outside there. I told you, a snake. Chairman. Niliwaambia, hiyo imetoka kwa mfuko ya chairman. Anajiita Bishop bure. I am telling you hapo ni kwanza uliona watu walikuwa wamevaa mask. I told you these things. And they will talk there until later following day. The third group is an interesting group. With their phone. Iko wapi hiyo nyoka? Hata sio kupiga picha. Snake in a first floor in a hotel. What can I do? Na anangojea sasa atafute solution. You haven't reached the solution point that I'm talking about. The final stage is very important. The last, and that will be 2 people or 1 person. They'll take a seat, hit the head of the snake, or one crazy guy like me will look for a bag and put the snake inside and take it to KWS. That is the kind of a problem solver I'm talking about. Hello? Problem solving. So iko wenye wamesema hao ni wa kukimbia, ni sawa. And you are still valid, but I'm talking about problem solving at that last point. Finally, the M. The R, sorry. Respect for other people. Respect for other people. In whatever you think you're so good at, God has made that other person so good in another thing that you have no clue about. Respect them. Respect them. Never despise anyone. The solution to the biggest problem that you have could be that askari, or even that smoker outside your house, or even that mtu wa magazeti, or even the cleaner. By the way, that's my father. He introduced me to trees at that age, so never ask me where my profession started. Are you not going to have children, or don't you have children? What you invest at that age when anybody and everyone is calling you a kid is what will make the difference in your life and your posterity. I leave it at that. I have answered the questions. Have I?
All right, let's appreciate Dr. Green once again. So, question. Okay, sorry. Yes, so we can take 1 question or 2. I know Musa is giving me instructions. Ameniambia niangalie simu. I'm sorry, let me just check.
And by the way, MPR, for you to remember, MPR is according to me, the way I've given you. But for ease of remembrance is monthly progress report. You must create a monthly progress report. How many mistakes have I created? How many mistakes have I noted this month? How many problems have I solved? How many people have I respected? And I can give examples that you will not believe in any of those categories. So monthly progress report. If you don't remember that Kalua thing to kutoka Texas, you too.
Wow, thank you very much. So we want to appreciate Daktari. Just join me over here. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, we have our brother Fabrice. Fabrice, monsieur. Venez ici, venez ici. Yes. So just want you to appreciate our guest. Yes, let's appreciate Dr. Green. Yes. Thank you, sir. All right. Yes, so we've been challenged, so we would have just gone the way the Bible says, where 2 or 3 are gathered. And, so that next time we keep time. Okay. So we are exactly 1 hour late, according to my program. Yeah, but I hope you are enjoying and getting a lot from the wealth of information that we have from our guests and even from our alumni as well who've been here. So I want to welcome Mr. Steve. Yes, as we finish. Yes, let's appreciate Mr. Steve. Yes. Karibu sana.
Hello, everyone. I think Neb, you've been unfair to me. Not in a bad note. I'm here to talk about savings. Unajua kuongea savings like selling insurance. I know it's so late into the night, so I'm wondering where to start. But I think he has assisted me talking about it. So, guys, I had a presentation, but I think I just ran through it. Is it 6 or 7 years ago? An idea came about that as we talk about friendships, as we hang out as friends, as young people, we also think about the future. And Dr. Gitai started by saying you need to have the end in the mind. So the idea was, how do we create financial independence among ourselves, even as we get into our professions, as we get old, as we live as friends? What can we do so that in the end we can say we are financially independent? So then the idea was more of a chama. So a group of about that people came together. We were somewhere during the end of year dinner for Aylf. We said, okay, guys, let's start, saving. Okay, the question was, how much do we save? So we said, we are young people, we are not working, so let's set aside 1,000 every month. Some were for 1,000, others 2,000, so people settled on 2,000. Then we realized that Aylf is growing. And as young people, the numbers will keep on increasing. Those who are not working then will be working at some point. Those who are earning peanuts, at some point they'll earn more. And for sure, you can tell from the stories that have been shared by boss lady here. So, so we formed a company of 30 people. Then 3 years into the company, we realized there was interest from people who are not part of the original members. So we said, let's have a vehicle that can allow us to register more people and also give the flexibility of people coming in, and those who want to exit can also exit with ease. We also realized we had a fixed amount of 2,000 per month, which to some people was less, to others it was a challenge. So for the company, we had to be equal in terms of, because the shareholding was equal, meaning we had to keep, we had to contribute the same amount every month, which was a challenge. So we decided to register an investment cooperative. And basically this cooperative is to promote thrift among ourselves, to enable us to save and pull together our, very little resources and be able to do investments. So we formed the cooperative in 2020, and basically is to do various investments, be it, the traditional investments, the government papers, equity market, later venture into real estate, private equity, and all that. And in 2020, we incorporated the investment cooperative, still with the 30 members that were initially on board, and been able to register more members over the years. And the reason is to grow in terms of membership and also asset base. The target group, we are purely targeting the Aylf members and our network. And we are not focusing ourselves or limiting ourselves into the Kenyan market, but also as our left grows into other countries, we'll also be reaching out to those guys. So what do you need to be a member? One, you need to pay a registration fee of 1,000. Our monthly contribution is a minimum of 1,000. We can all afford that here. I want to assume. And if you can't, I think you need to run away from poverty. And the minimum share capital is 20,000. So guys, the 20,000 is not, you're not supposed to raise it at a go. So if you cannot raise the 20,000 in lump sum, we give you a period of about 2 years to raise the minimum share capital. So the purpose of this vehicle is from the 2,000, the 1,000, the 5,000, the 10,000 that we collect, we buy or invest into different asset classes. So that if you're not able to buy a bond, if you're not able to buy a T-bill, from these 2,000 that we are collecting, we are able to go into the market, invest, and at the end of the year, give you a return on those investments. Again, this also answers the question of how do I get involved into Aylf long after I'm done with campus. So we are able to continue the friendships, we are able to continue the discussions as we also build ourselves. So the benefits for this one, it's voluntary. Join anytime, exit anytime. Member control, you members are the bosses. Dr. Gitao talked about the shareholder that we never get to think about. Economic participation, autonomy and independence, education and training. Actually on Saturday we have a training on personal finance, and I think we've circulated that information in our main WhatsApp group. I invite you guys to join. There we learn how to do personal budgets, get out of debt, credit issues, how you can make more money for those who are not able to raise the 1,000 to register. Concern for community. I think someone talked about stakeholders. Issues to do with ESG, environment, our friend here. So, and also cooperation among cooperative. I think the cooperative society is a big industry, and the Act allows us to, partner with other societies and also be able to benefit from that forum. So I wish I had enough time to talk about this, but basically what I'm telling you guys is that we need to think about our future. I work in the pension industry, and I see so many stories. People have worked for 40 years and they retire with nothing. And we tell them the same message that I'm telling you today. You need to, out of what you make, set something aside for tomorrow. If you make 1,000 and you can't save a shilling, even if you make 1,000,000, you will not save 10,000. And I refer to a comment by Warren. He says that when the storm gets out, that is when you get to see those who are swimming naked. So we have all experienced COVID, sindio? Na tuliona venye ilituchapa. That comment you hear, save an emergency kitty of 6 months. Those who are ready, they didn't feel the heat. Those who are not, then your employer anakuambia, we have to downsize, we cannot, continue operations. You know what happened. And there will be more pandemics. At some point we will retire. At some point we will lose our jobs. At some point things will happen. And you need to be ready for them. So as we enjoy life, as we eat, as we dine, as we party over the weekends, out of the little that we are making, I encourage you to set something aside for, so that when the tide goes out, you will not be exposed. So we will not see your nakedness. Asanteni sana.
All right. Yes. So one last, mpatie tu microphone. Just give him the microphone. So perchance someone wants to join. Anaona nani? Ama barua ziko wapi za kujaza?
Yeah. I think we share office with Aylf. So if you reach out to Aylf guys, they will reach out to us and we'll be able to register you. Everyone knows me. If you don't know me, I'm Stephen Motiso from the neighbor to Texas County.
Yes. Massachusetts.
And my number is 07. Those want to take it. My number is 07 27. That is the official number for the cooperative. You will record it. But my personal number is 0727 207 804. 0727 207 804. Thank you so much.
All right, let's appreciate Mr. Steve. Thank you very much. Yes, so so far so good, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, I want to invite our hosts. Now one of our hosts to come and join me over here. So let me have one of our hosts. Yes, Musa Maberil, one of Arakisha tafadhali. Yes, thank you. Yes.
Hi, everybody. I know it's been a long, how many hours? Yeah, I can see some of our senior friends are they are struggling. They're struggling. Thank you so much for staying up to this juncture. We have finally reached the end. We want to really thank you for coming out today. This was a Thursday, so thank you for coming to this Thursday group at a different location. I hope you enjoyed the food, the conversations. The conversations were so rich. Was it just me who was enjoying? It could have just been me. Was it just me? No. We were all enjoying. So thank you so much for coming. I'll ask Gabriel to come and give us a vote of thanks as we come to the end of this conversation.
But you are doing it well. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I thought she was doing it, so but thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys, all of you. Appreciate. Thank you, Anto. This guy is an amazing guy. And we've come, look at who is next to him. Okay, good to see you, Ian. But we've come a long way with this gentleman. And yesterday I called him and he's like, Gabriel, if you want live streaming, I'm going to do it for you. And he just brought his gadgets here. And it's always amazing to walk a journey with you, Anto. We've come from far. So thank you so much. If you have a wedding, you have an event, marketing, nakufanyia sivo. Marketing, live streaming, whatever, this guy will get you sorted. He does a very good job, and I can testify to that. Thank you. Yeah, and this guy also is an amazing DJ. He shows up when we call him. He shows up whenever we call him, and he comes and he does an amazing job at entertaining us. Thank you so much, Jude. If you look at him, he doesn't look like he's a DJ until when he's behind this thing, and then like, yeah, DJs don't have long hairs only, because all DJs seem to have long hair. And then this gentleman, I was missing him actually. Yesterday I was thinking, where is Neb? And then at some point I was looking at the program, then I said, Neb might be somewhere involved here when I was looking at a list of those who are coming. Thank you, Neb. Didn't you enjoy his hosting? He did a good job. Thank you so much. And there's this young man behind the camera. He loves being behind the camera. He's an amazing guy. He turned, can I say how old you are now? Yesterday we had this birthday celebration in the office and I ate cake. I rarely eat cake. But for his birthday I had to eat cake yesterday. So we celebrate you, Kinya. He's an amazing guy. Thank you for the photography. This guy has taken many photos. And Joshua, should we ask him, utapata picha yangu aje? Joshua has a fix for what he does. But thank you so much for the photos. This dinner was made possible by a group of friends who met regularly. And some of them are seated back there. It's led by Musa. Musa's team. You guys, let's appreciate Machango. And his team, I know Ishmael is back there. I know there's Nelias, who was busy down there getting everybody, and she's looking beautiful, isn't it? Does she look beautiful? She does look beautiful. Thank you, Nelias, for good work. And of course, we have Emmanuel. Emmanuel doing an amazing job, was here much earlier to make sure everything was in place. Omar today was being put to task to do some things, and I found him in the office breaking his back to put some things in place. Thank you so much, Omar, for the good job you do. Kimeo, making sure things are sorted. payments are being done properly. Thank you so much, Kimeo, and this Beryl, making sure all the designs, all the beautiful designs are being pushed out well. Thank you so much. So thank you, everybody. I could go on and on appreciating, guys. Thank you very much, and thank you for making this possible. Thank you, Dr. Kaloa, for honoring us. And even as much as we are late, you're here until the end. We really appreciate it. We don't take it for granted. Let's appreciate him one more time. For the guys who sat on the panel, Kathy Njao, Lucy. Someone said she's like her wedding day. Doesn't she look amazing? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Wanja, for the beautiful experience you shared. Thank you so much, Joshua, and there's Jacqueline who's left, and then we had Mudhoni. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate Lon Felix for being part of this. We've come a long way. Do I say the first time I met you, the kind of suit you are dressing? Yeah? Alikuwa amevaa mabati. But it's been an amazing journey working with you, Lon Felix, and I appreciate it. Thank you all. I can go on and on because I love being here. But thank you all. Thank you.
All right. So we'll do something. I'll just be up on our feet as we finish together. So,
Tony, I am sorry. Hey, najua sikukuona hapo nyuma vile I was nini. Tony is becoming our new friend, and there's something he's doing that a number of us might get to be involved with what Tony is doing. And so Tony said he's going to come to this dinner because he's getting his feet wet to understand this AYLF conversation. So he said he wants to come just to understand the kind of young people we work with. I hope you are. Yeah, not yet. Yeah, but thanks, Tony. Thanks, Tony, for coming. I appreciate it. Thanks, man.
all right. So as we finish, I want you to say hi to 3 people you don't know. That's how we are going to finish. Just say hi to 3 people. And 3 people. Si wale umekaa kwa meza yako. Najua mlikuwa mmekaa na watu. So 3 people you don't know as we finish in style. Thank you for coming through. My name is MC Neb. I've been your host. Yes. Ensure you move. 3 people.
Hi.
All right.